I will just say while I'm here, I see a lot of our partners on the call today. If you are not a partner with Rutherford Works, please on one of your favorite socials, just like or follow us, and you'll learn much more about what we do here. So next slide, please. I'm going to spend just a very brief amount of time about the unemployment rate. One of the things I do here is I talk to many employers in the area, and I know most all the employers out there are having a challenging time hiring entry-level people. And this is an opportunity today that could help you fill some of those positions. So why did I bring up unemployment rate today? I'm sure, okay, good. Somebody muted. Why bring up unemployment? I know a lot of you guys are facing challenges in hiring your entry level. We just recently saw this jump to 3.4% in June, and this is data specifically for Rutherford County. I don't think, as an employer, as a recruiter, anytime you see a jump like that, you're immediately thinking, oh, good, I've got more people out there I can hire. Well, I went back and looked at history for Rutherford County, and I just wanted to put this out there. I don't want us to all get too excited just yet, thinking there's going to be a lot more people out there to hire. I still think we have to get creative on our avenues of who we're going after to try to fill our jobs. 2021 and 2020 were very abnormal years, as you guys know. So I went back to 2019 and 2018 and looked at the patterns of unemployment for Rutherford County. And if you look and compare the three, look how cyclical they are year over year. So with this being the case, short of some crazy recession or crazy economy change, I would anticipate Rutherford County floating back down to that 2.7 or 2.8% unemployment rate within the county, which means we're getting back down there where it's a constant challenge. So again, we want to help you explore this avenue today because it may be an avenue that you have not thought of yet. So next slide, please. And just in a nutshell, our great Albert Einstein said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. If we keep just going after that unemployment base and not looking at people that are going to be entering the workforce in the future, we're missing out on an opportunity there. So, and speaking of opportunities, I will turn this over to Jessica and Adam to tell you about Project REAP.
Thanks, Craig. So my name is Adam Henderson. I am Vice President of Sales with APDS. We've been working with the Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development for almost 2 years now. We started conversations late 2020 about how to provide continuity of programming during COVID. And it was, the conversation grew into multiple facets. So I'll kind of walk you through what all of this means. So we first started in 2021, just on a small pilot, 3 jails, one in Eastern, one in Western, one in Central Tennessee, a couple dozen tablets in each, focusing on education, rehabilitative content, and some basic workforce development skills. And we saw a lot of great success. We saw a number of students that were able to pass their HiSET, which is, for those of you that may not know, high school equivalency or GED programming. So they were able to pass the HiSET exam within 6 months, which was faster than they were able to in a traditional classroom type setting. We saw a number of staff members at each of the sites pick up on mental health, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. The Tennessee Workforce Board, the State Workforce Board, is interested in having conversations with Department of Labor and with us about the jail to employment pipeline. I'm sure a lot of people have heard the school to prison pipeline. We want to kind of make that at the inverse of the jail to employment, and looking at different ways to be able to do that within the state of Tennessee. The Office of Criminal Justice Programming pulled up or did a grant, and we expanded to 16 more counties across the state. So we're currently in about 20 different counties across the state of Tennessee. And Governor Lee actually put a proposal together for the legislature and put it into the budget to have APDS programming and hardware across the state in every county facility tied to education and a pathway to employment. So that's currently where we are at the moment. We're working, like I mentioned, we're working with labor for employment engagement, employers that are able to and willing to work with justice impacted individuals, and how Marla and Greg, Jessica and I have been talking about how that would look in Rutherford County, and that's where we are, how we got to where we are at this point. Jessica, can you go to the next one? So APDS is we provide a secure platform that delivers programming. And we want to prepare all justice impacted individuals for careers post-release. And we focus on education, mental health, substance abuse, and workforce development. We figure there's a whole host of reasons as to why somebody may be incarcerated. While they're in a jurisdiction's care, we want to make sure that they have the ability to gain education, whether that is a high school diploma and or post-secondary. And then we want to make sure that the mental health, they're able to work on their mental health, and if there's a substance abuse issue, they're able to work on those to really better themselves. And then we also provide what we call career exploration and understanding career pathways for success post-release. Are you interested in construction? And construction might be a strong sector in Tennessee, which I believe it is. However, if you don't like working in the cold, it may not make sense to do construction in Tennessee in the wintertime. So it's helping them think through logical steps for employment. We have a whole host of tools that we're able to use. We're currently we only work in correctional settings, jails, prisons, psychiatric hospitals, juvenile detention centers, anywhere that you need that type of secure connection to be able to deliver programming. And we do this ethically, meaning everything that we do is at no charge to the justice impacted nor their friends and family. So it is all jurisdictions, states, county, grant funded programming to change the trajectory of a person's life. Just can you go to the next one? So we with APDS, it's a tablet-based solution that is able to deliver all of the programming that I've kind of mentioned a couple of times. There's different levels of engagement from like a staff or administrative point of view. So you're able to look, you can see the progress that an individual makes. Program staff are able to interact and provide guidance through a number of different engagement tools to help that individual be successful in the programming. There is, we want to make sure that there's a true foundational knowledge and be able to provide themselves a path forward. And APDS itself has deep understandings in this correctional arena because we've done it from the onset. And we're able to engage with employers in other jurisdictions. So we're able to kind of guide everyone involved to a successful path. Can you hit the next one? Thanks. I kind of mentioned some of this already. I get ahead of the slides. I apologize. So APDS is essentially, we consider ourselves an ed tech company. Most of us are either former educators or worked for education publishers. So we have a deep understanding of learning modalities and learning styles. So we really want to make sure that we're providing kind of world-class content. We're able to, again, everything is provided at no cost to the individuals nor their friends and family, so it's all jurisdiction funded. We want to be able to, we're able to track progress, share that information, and we provide nationally recognized workforce credentials, certifications. There's a couple of different varieties that we offer. And then we're able to, one of the really nice things is what we call video classroom. So synchronous video capabilities. So you're able to, so I live in North Carolina. So I'd be able to sit in my office and actually instruct a class in jails in Tennessee using the technology. Maybe it's soft skills, learning how to write a resume, different things like that. So I'm able to partner with jurisdictions across the state and be able to do live instruction using technology. And one of the other really cool things that the Department of Labor in Tennessee wants to do is quarterly virtual job fairs using the APDS platform. So having employers engaged with the APDS platform would allow them access to virtual job fairs that the Department of Labor is planning to put on. And a lot of people get nervous when they hear technology in a correctional setting, whether it's a jail or a prison. We have a complete secure network architecture. You're only allowed to go where you're allowed to go. You're not going to go to Google, Facebook, harass people. There's strong bumpers and parameters in place for the individuals to focus on their programming. Jessica, next slide. So what does this all mean as an employer? So you joined this webinar to learn more. There's a lot of fancy terminology that's been thrown out and different things. There's different ways that you can engage across the state, or in Rutherford County in particular, around the individuals that are currently impacted. So we can work with you to have access and see resumes and transcripts of individuals that are within the Rutherford County Jail. So if I'm there, you'd be able to match your requirements to what I am actually doing, and then say, I want to have an interview with Adam. The other piece would be another level is we would be able to do some of that matching for you through Department of Labor and TN for jobs, or I did that wrong, jobs for TN, and be able to do some of that criteria matching on that side for you. What I think is what I'm most excited about is if you have curriculum or programs that you already deliver for new hires or potential employees, we can ingest that programming into the platform. So all of that stays under your ownership, and we can provide that just into Rutherford County or any other county that you decide to expand out to, and then you're able to toggle that on and off for specific individuals, and we can work through how all that works. But the idea there is being able to have your pre-employment or post-employment or new employment type of programming on the platform is, in theory, a person could walk out of the Rutherford County Detention Center and walk into your job the next day. We know 60 to 90 days unemployment rates for justice impacted. If you don't have income coming in, you're going to go back to what you know. And therefore the recidivism rate is, going to stay, I think, I forget what Rutherford County is specifically, but Tennessee itself is around 25 to 30%, which is actually not bad compared to a national average. However, if we can get individuals employed, they don't go back to what they know. and you can affect generational change going forward. So there's a lot of different pieces that could really play together. That would be huge change in the state of Tennessee, which is what the governor and the Department of Labor are looking at, is the longitudinal change that can happen by providing the different programs and then pulling employers in that are willing and able to meet with and hire the just as impacted individuals. Jessica, what's next? So the what's in it for me, I'm going to kick it back over to Marla. Greg.
Sure. My name is Marla Ryan. I'm with the Northern Middle Workforce Board. And, you know, one of the things I want to go back and hit on is that, so we've got these tablets. It comes preloaded with some coursework already on there. But the beauty is, if you want to customize it, or if you want to use some of the existing coursework that's there, you can tailor it for what your company needs. And then if they complete the training that you require them to do, then you can interview and possibly hire them once they get out of the jail. But why should you do this? One, it is a pipeline for you to obtain additional workforce. And then I work under a program through the American Job Center where we have funding opportunities for employers that are willing to take a chance on hiring individuals that are justice involved. So let's just say that Adam is in the Rutherford County Jail and he wants to go to work with XYZ company. You've told Adam that if he'll complete these 4 courses, then you'll interview him, you hire him. Then the American Job Center can do an on-the-job training contract where we will reimburse you 50% of Adam's wages for the first 350 to 400 hours that he's on the job. So what does that do? That cuts your risk and your bottom line for hiring Adam. So it cuts it in half because we're going to provide that reimbursement for you. In addition, it also helps Adam because let's just say you've got to have steel-toed boots or you have to have a certain uniform to go to work. We can work with Adam and provide those supports. Maybe he's got transportation problems and we can provide him a transportation reimbursement to get back and forth to work for the first few months that he's on the job to really prevent him from going back to that former way of life. So again, the employer benefits by getting 50% of the wages. The inmate, the justice involved individual, gets benefits for supportive services. And then we also have a third item that you as an employer might be interested in. We have what's called incumbent worker training grants. So maybe you've already hired justice involved individuals on your workforce and you want to upskill them. We can provide you with grants up to $25,000 for your existing workforce so that you can provide upskilling incumbent worker training. One of the perfect examples of that is in the healthcare industry. Maybe you've got a nursing shortage and you've got great workers that are in your housekeeping or food services and you'd like to send them back to nursing school. We can provide grants for you as an employer to do that. Or if you're in manufacturing, you've got someone that maybe you'd like to send over to the TCAT to upskill into industrial maintenance or something like that. We could do that as well in the manufacturing environment. But those are just some of the opportunities that are available, and we'd love to work with you. What we're really looking for is a couple of champions that say, yes, I need employees and I'm really wanting to tap into this pipeline. Jessica, you want to kind of tell them about what next steps would be and how they could engage with you?
Sure. Thank you, Marla. And thank you, Greg, for putting this all together. I must say you're an impressive team, an impressive duo at the Chamber and at the Workforce Development Board. I know Adam and I are just grateful to work with all of you. So our crystal clear ask is for a commitment to interview. We're not asking that you guarantee employment. We understand that's a big ask. But if you like what we had to say, we are willing to work with you on the training requirements that you may have, whether it's your own curriculum or you want to leverage ours. And then consider interviewing individuals from Rutherford County Jail that we are preparing to return to the workforce. If you are interested, my contact information is available. Adam certainly runs point in the state of Tennessee, so if we're going to be talking, I will be looping Adam in. But we would love to work with you, and I really appreciate Marla and Greg, you bringing us all together. We're glad to take any questions. I know this could be unfamiliar space.
Hey, Jessica or Adam, can you talk a little bit about what curriculum that you've already got on the tablet, and is there any kind of OSHA or safety related equipment training?
So what we're calling the base programming for Tennessee right now is what we call on the education side. It focuses on those early literacy, early numeracy through being able to sit for your high school equivalency. On the workforce side, there is some basic work skills, so those soft skills training, along with National Corrections Works, which is that career exploration and resume writing program. We do have the ability to deliver OSHA certifications. There's a ready to work credential that goes through the language arts and math aptitudes to make sure that you're at a certain level and then they're certify you as ready to work. And then we also have some other work credentials around advanced manufacturing, quality assurance, and different things like that. So there's 3 strong nationally recognized certification programs, but we also focus in on some of those soft skills and different things too. Good question.
Are there any other questions perhaps from the employers?
So if I'm an employer, I just need to email you or call you, and then you can provide them with the next steps?
Yes, ma'am. It's that simple. Oh, you know, one thing we didn't mention was we are working currently with Amazon with a national partnership. And so the way they've done this is they've provided the credentials that they need. So there's 4 cloud computing credentials. We have that integrated in our system. So individuals in Washington, D.C. will have the opportunity to learn and earn those credentials. They come out prepared, certified based on the requirements of Amazon, and then they are guaranteed an interview. So just to see kind of an idea of the model, what that looks like, that's what we're trying to replicate with each of you.
Hey, any questions? Any other questions before we adjourn? I know we covered a lot.
I've got one question for you.
Good.
We're located in Wilson County. I know we're talking to people here in Rutherford County, and we also have employees in Davidson County. So what is this program apply to us? Are we able to tap into these resources in Wilson County?
The APDS resources?
Yes.
Yes. You will. I don't remember the geography of. I'm come hell or high water, I'm going to remember where every county in Tennessee is by the end of this. But Wilson County will have APDS tablets through Project REAP. I don't remember the quantity or the timeline, but every county in the state will have access to this. We just focused with Greg and Marla. We started to focus on Rutherford on this, but yeah. So you can reach out to Jessica and we can talk and look at the timeline for Wilson County.
Okay.
And also, David, you know, there would nothing prevent you from recruiting in Rutherford County either. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about going to work, and we want to make sure that the justice involved individuals have those opportunities. It's my understanding that sometime around the end of this program year, the end of December, the 1st of January, that the tablets will be deployed in most of the counties in Middle Tennessee. But we're excited that we're going to kind of get a head start in Rutherford County.
Great.
Any other questions? And while
There-
you're thinking your question, you check the chat box. Essence, I think, sent out a link for some feedback as well.
So Christian, is it Christian or Christine? So with Blue Care, so we can, I know we had some conversations with a couple other people in the kind of medical realm, healthcare. What we can do is, if you know certain convictions or charges preclude somebody from being hired in your environment, what we do, we work with Rutherford County and say, all right, so if this is a financial offense, then this person is not qualified to work with Blue Care because of, legislative laws. We can help you navigate that. That's a great question, and I forgot to mention that we can. There's some, like in North Carolina, if you're a convicted felon, you can be a beautician, but you can't be a barber. And the difference is a barber can use a straight razor to shave. So it's a different classification. So there's some of those nuances we can help you with.
Great question. Forgot to mention pre-screening.
Yes.
And the other thing that I know we specified that there's no cost to the justice involved individual, but at this time, there's no cost to the employer either to participate in this program as well.
That is correct.
Okay. Any other questions? Chat or unmute? All right. Well,
Good.
I truly appreciate your involvement, signing on to learn more about this afternoon. Hopefully it's an opportunity that will work for your company. Like I said before, I know everybody's a little challenged filling their entry-level positions, and this is just another avenue to do it. It's got great business potential, money savings for hirings, but the thing you're doing for these second chance individuals that are coming out, everybody needs a second chance, and these especially. So if we can make all those blend together, and you may just end up having an outstanding employee for the future. So is there we got one question that popped up in the chat. We have requirement of felonies.
Yeah, so looking at part of using the jobs for TN, that's going to be the unique identifier across the state. Using that and being able to work with Rutherford County for criminal background checks and different things like that, we'd be able to pre-screen so there were no felonies in the last 5 years. So there's definitely ways to kind of pull all that together for you.
Okay.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Marla. Really appreciate your time, and everyone that's here today. Essence, Caitlin, thanks for bringing us all together.
All right. Thanks to all. Hope to hear
Thank
from you soon.
you. Bye-bye.